Ranboo is a very interesting case to analyze. Surging on a tidal wave of popularity, he has become one of the most watched and most subbed Twitch streamers. Known for his witty banter and angst-ridden lore, Ranboo appears, in my opinion, as the ultimate climax of the Dream SMP. He took the idea of Dream SMP lore and ran with it, creating a mostly standalone story for his character that is engrossing for viewers. Instead of relying on multiple streamers to host a big endgame size roleplay game, Ranboo is capable of crafting interesting story arcs and plotlines that revolve around primarily himself, with some occasional cameos from his comrades. One of the reasons he is so good at this is because his character is founded upon something similar to a split personality dilemma, so he ends up talking to himself a lot. This in turn adds a lot of dread, fear, and other emotional moments that draw in the viewers. Most of these types of emotional moments for the other Dream SMP members happen during verbal confrontations and interactions, and while Ranboo has been involved in those, it's not his go-to way of producing lore. Ranboo is like a main actor in a play giving a soliloquy, creating drama and tension within his own little world. He can get the emotional reaction that his audience craves just by acting alone in front of hundreds of thousands of viewers. All this acting Ranboo does is performed with the purpose of giving a sense of internal conflict. In psychology, the proper term for this is cognitive dissonance, which is when one person holds contradictory beliefs, and when those beliefs collide with each other, they cause stress in the individual. Now, I've done some research on this, and it is confirmed that Ranboo doesn't actually have a split personality, but instead he tends to enter into an enderwalk state, something similar to sleepwalking and dissociation. When in this state, he becomes more of himself by regaining his lost memories that his normal self cannot recall due to some sort of memory loss or amnesia. Now, here's where I want to draw my comparison to one of the most iconic figures in Gothic horror literature. Who else suffered something sort of like a split personality, but not quite a split personality? Instead, he became more of his animalistic, primal human self, or his evil self. What was inside him had always been there, but through scientific experimentation, it was allowed to be fully released. That's right, I'm talking about Dr. Henry Jekyll and his dangerous alter ego, Mr. Edward Hyde. In recent live streams, Ranboo has been showing that he can trigger his enderwalk state with the help of potions and performing experiments that seem to have a scientific appearance to them, at least as scientific as you can get in Minecraft. These experiments hinge on the threshold of magic and science fiction, and that is right where Gothic horror also tends to fall. Both Ranboo and Dr. Jekyll are introduced in their respective stories as being courteous, charming, gentle, kind, and not quick to anger or fighting. They then both start acting strange at times, something noticed by their peers, but most cases are covered up or shrugged off as insignificant. Then, both Ranboo and the Doctor record all their misadventures and their hidden problems in journals. Now, it should be noted that Dr. Jekyll is aware of being Mr. Hyde and does not have any memory loss issues because he was always in control. This is the main difference between him and Ranboo. However, as stated before, instead of having a split personality, both characters have instead an alter ego that is simply more of themselves, and these alter egos seem to have dangerous or malicious tendencies. Both Dr. Jekyll and Ranboo fight against their other selves and suffer from much self-loathing and self-hatred because of internal conflict. And yet, at least according to Ranboo's current lore, both also end up allowing the alter ego more and more control of their body and become increasingly unable to resist it. Now, let's move on to the second character I would like to compare to Ranboo, the Slenderman. It is well known that the Minecraft mob known as the Enderman was highly influenced by Slenderman's physique, both sharing lanky bodies with long arms and legs, as well as being able to transport at will. And of course, Ranboo's lore persona is supposed to be genetically half Enderman, but the other half of him is unknown. He may possibly be half gassed, but Ranboo has stated that he canonically can't remember what the other half of himself derives from. Because of this, I would like to propose the theory that his other half is half Slenderman. The most obvious shared feature between Ranboo and Slenderman is that they both wear dark business suits with ties. Also, Slenderman's uncovered body appears to be pale white, which is the color of the unknown half of Ranboo's face. The Slenderman is known to be a dark, murderous entity and is shrouded in mystery, just like Ranboo in his Enderwalk state. Seeing as this half of Ranboo is still currently an anomaly, who knows? The Slenderman might be more connected to who Ranboo is than simply a similarity in features. If you made it to the end of the video, congrats, and thank you for listening all the way through. If you want, leave a comment below telling me what your personal headcanon about Ranboo or the other Dream SMP members is, or anything else you want to say, or just say hi. Also, let me know if you enjoyed these analytical essay videos. And finally, please consider liking this video and subscribing to the Creeperpasta TV YouTube channel. It's free, it really helps to support my content on YouTube, and if you change your mind, you can unsubscribe at any time. See you in the next video, Creeper Squad!